back to me. So this comes from Manfred Mann, who's currently in Germany, and Manfred says, "The Ealing Club will always be fondly remembered by me as playing a pivotal role in the formative period of my musical career. Wishing the club every success on this commemorative day, Manfred Mann." And we've also had a letter from Kenney Jones, drummer with the Small Faces, the Faces, and the Who, amongst others. Kenny couldn't be here, but he's written a lovely letter for us. This is Kenney Jones' letter. "Well, it's been a while since I've been up to Ealing, and even longer since I've been to the Ealing Blues Club. Unfortunately, as you will have gathered, I'm unable to be there today because I'm away. But I can tell you that back in the days of the Small Faces, this club was the place for musicians, real musicians, to be seen and heard. Soho may have been the place where we all hung out, but if we wanted to get to the nitty-gritty of music, all that American rhythm and blues stuff, then off we went to Ealing. I know Pete and the Who were very familiar with this place, but I suppose it was Alexis Korner, Cyril Davies All-Stars, and all those lads who were really into the blues that put this place on the map and made it the historical venue it now is. And you'll likely all know the Stones. Mick Keith, Charlie Bill and Brian Jones were big fans of this club and the people who played here. In fact, Mick was gigging here and the Stones stole Charlie Watts from Alexis Korner. This Kenney Jones wrote this. There is so much history in this place that one can't help but be impressed. The blues were new to Britain back in those days. All those stories about British musicians getting blues records from American sailors in Liverpool and London were quite true. But the funny thing is, a lot of that music ended up in Ealing, at the Ealing Blues Club, which became the catalyst for what became the British blues music. Some of the better known names from that era were John Mayall's Blues Breakers, Chicken Shack, Keith Hartley's bands and Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac. And let's not forget the Stones. But along the way, this and so many of the other clubs started to get lost in history, which is a real shame, because when people talk about the great music that came out of Britain and all those legendary bands playing venues like the Fillmores in America, they should all be saying, yes, but it started in Ealing, at the Ealing Blues Club. As much as I would love to say that I'm part of that history, apart from being some young rock star in a band that loved the blues, I was just another punter standing in line for a ticket. Yet today, after so much has come and gone in the music industry, this club tucked away in the dark beyond of its deepest Ealing still exists. It's still alive and kicking. It's a living monument to live music, to the history they helped create it. It's the Ealing Blues Club, and we all should celebrate its history in its place today, and its future, because every night this venue still has history. And that's Kenney Jones who wrote that. And good old Kenny. I used to model myself on Steve Marriott from the Small Faces when I was 14. I had a centre parting in Hipster. Let's not go there.